I'm making this video to talk about the transfer policy that we adhere to, right? Liverpool clearly, as a collective, the owner, the manager, don't really feel that they need reinforcements for the winter transfer window, and the window has already closed. I'm making this video on Feb the 4th. I have collectively read people's opinions online, and I feel that this is something which needs to be addressed, right? The situation needs to be addressed. We need to analyze why did Arne Slot say? Why did he indirectly say that he's comfortable with the signings that they've had so far? Why is he not focusing on or emphasizing on the importance of having someone backing you up, having a little depth in the squad, having a little more quality, extra quality? If Unai Emery can bring down Asensio, Marcus Rashford on loan, you're telling me in this world we don't have people, we don't have quality wingers that we can actually bring down on loan who are not working well with other clubs? We've got a plethora of fan base who were expecting us to actually come out with some sort of a loan transfer, some sort of an incoming transfer, not someone expensive, looking at the long term of things. Like Wataru Endo was brought in, looking at the longevity, looking at how he's held himself so well. It's just brilliant how nothing has been done so far, you know. And Arne Slot has made it really clear in his interview with the BBC. He emphasized on the fact that how important it is to be harmonious, how important it is for a small squad to be cohesive. If you have foreign entities coming in all of a sudden in the middle of a season, you will start feeling a little egotistical. There might be some attitudinal issue. And this is not what he said clearly. I'm just trying to break it down. There might be some attitudinal issue. There might be some sort of animosity between players of different nationalities, which I get. I get it. But that's not a reason sufficient for us to not bring a transfer, not bring any other player. And I'm telling you why Arne Slot has made these statements. It is really clear. See, Arne Slot has done impeccably well. No one thought he hit the ground running of this sort. The capacity that he's held, right? He's been capacitated as Liverpool's manager, thinking that we won't be topping the charts. But he is top of the Champions League, top of the Premier League, semi-finale, second leg. We'll be playing that in a few hours against Tottenham, and the fourth round of FA Cup. He has punched above his weight. In fact, he might have not punched above his belt, but he is a manager who brings in a lot of quality, a lot of caliber in the squad, right? He knows how to dictate the terms, how to imbibe his philosophy and all that bullshit. But right now, he is being used as a puppet for sure. He's had a meeting with FSG where he must have expressed his concerns of injuries. Business end of the day, you never know who might just get injured, right? It has never happened in Liverpool's history that we have not had any injury after Jan the 1st. We've had plenty of injuries. Even last season, we almost were on the verge of collapse. In fact, we did collapse. We were leading the league at one point in time. This situation, which we are in right now, we should not even be contemplating about these things. We need more signings. It's not really about having some depth in the squad. You need some quality depth, right? You need good signings to be on the bench. And that has never happened in Liverpool's history, and it's all because of the FSG. That's what it is going to be like. And the reason why I'm not going to on an anti-FSG rant right now, I think it's useless. I think many creators do it. I'm not going to resort on those lines and stoop down to that level. I think the owners, to be honest, even if it's been a very self-sustaining model, I think they've done really well so far. But when it comes to signings, we need them to be splurging more money. You need to be buying out players more and more and more. You need to keep replenishing the squad. We just had a Chiesa bought out this summer. We are the 5th club in this transfer window who have not done anything. Only the 5th club in this total season, right? Barring Chiesa. This is the only 5th Premier League club this season who hasn't really done anything, right? And that's a point of concern. If our season collapses from here on, who are we going to blame? The manager? And obviously the owner, right? And we all know who's actually pulling the strings, who's actually being used as a puppet in the backdrop. We know all what is happening in the reality of things, in the grand scheme of things. We know what is really going down, right? And I hope we don't incur any injuries. I hope that we are not derailed from the path that we are on currently. But it just seems so weird that we wouldn't actually go in for some acquisition of a sort. Someone, even a 10 million buyout, man. Chelsea went in for a 15 million defender. Aston Villa got in a 7 million right back from South America. right? So many different examples. In fact, Unai Emery went and brought in an entire fucking five-man team, right? And they are really quality. And I get it. Oli Watkins got injured for a few days. Now someone else has a knock for a few days. Tyrone Mings is out again for a long term with a knee injury. So I get it. I get all these situations. And Unai Emery needed these signings. I think it was a decision made looking at what is happening in the club. And Aston Villa have been one of the victims, like Tottenham, like Brentford, and other clubs who have actually sustained many injuries. In fact, this is one of those Premier League seasons, barring Liverpool, other clubs have been inflicted with a lot of injuries. I get all that. I just need our club to be in the right headspace if I actually want to side with Arne Slot on this, which I do. I want to be really pally with him. And I do understand that he's trying to create a relationship with the owners to a certain extent, but because he's doing really well. He wants their trust, their faith in the philosophy, in his management. He needs all that shit going on for him. And he's doing what the owners has told him that, okay, this is what the model is going to be like. I will be giving you loads of money in the summer. I hope so. I hope that is the situation that we're going to be incurring. I'm going to be giving you loads of money in the summer. Go splurge them on the signings that you want, right? That is the level of flexibility that I expect from the owners if they're not doing anything in the winter transfer window. But the point is, we are going to bottle this season. If it comes down to the depth, the quality in the depth, we will definitely blame Arne Slot. We will indefinitely blame the owners. Right, this is something which should have been addressed, at least a signing or two, man. Quality signings is all we're talking about. I think this is a little disappointing for me, to be honest. I think Liverpool and even Arsenal haven't really acted on this, but looking at other clubs, I think they keep reinforcing their quality, right? It's not really about, you need to give competition to a position. This is professional football. This is a workspace for these players, right? They need some level of competition coming from somewhere, right? If there's a one-man person like Nicholas Jackson, to cite an example, who's been given ample chances on chance, and he's not performing at that level right now, I think he's become lazy. Maresca needs to rotate him with someone else, right? There's another Mark Gay or someone, I don't know who that player is. He's from the academy, he's quite young, and he was brought on in the second half against West Ham in the London derby. But my point is very clear that we cannot be resorting to these humane values like harmony, friendship, cohesiveness, and all these psychological triggers, right, which are really good to hear. To be honest, it creates an aura of optimism, and this is what Jurgen Klopp used to talk about as well. I think realistically, practically, we need signings, and we need to bring in players that can actually sit on the bench and who can actually bolster our chances of winning all these trophies. Right, we are in a very good position right now. I do not want the club to hit a conundrum, to become precarious in this situation where if we incur a grave one of sorts with the injuries and all that bullshit, I'm not going to be happy then.